If you're looking for some help on sharing into a ratio, then you are in the right place. I'm going to take you through some of the key questions that are asked at GCSE level, foundation and crossover, so the crossover to higher. So sharing into a ratio and some problem solving questions. Okay, I like to use diagrams for a lot of ratio questions, particularly when they get harder. So stick with me even for the simpler ones to see how these same diagrams make a tricky problem much easier. John and Laura shared £24 in the ratio 1:3. How much did they each get? My diagram always starts by drawing out my ratio of 1:3. So the one box is for John because he's written on the left, and that's the part on the left. And on the right, it's Laura with her 3 boxes. And that is how £24 is being shared. So we need to share £24 into 4 equal sections. We're going to be doing 24 shared into 4 boxes, which would give us 6 in each one. So each section of our ratio is the number 6, and we can then work out how much each person gets. John has £6, Laura has £18. 6 times 1 is 6, 6 times 3 is 8. Add up the ratio to check your answer. Does 6 plus 18 make 24? Yes, it does. We're fine. On to the next one then. Katie and Chris share £42 in the ratio 2:5. How much did they each get? Okay, so Katie is the 2 part, Chris is the 5 part, and we're sharing £42 in total. So that £42 is being split into 7 equal boxes, which is why we need to do 42 divided by 7 to find out what's in one box, and each one is equal to 6. So we can write our 6 in each box and then work out in total how much they get. Well, Katie has 2 lots of the £6, which is equal to £12, and Chris has 5 lots of the £6, giving him £30. And in total then 30 and 12 does make 42. So always check they add up to the original. Okay, so here's a exam style question based on this. Brass is made by mixing 7 parts of copper to 3 parts of zinc. The question is how much copper is needed to make 40 kilos in total of brass. So the copper is 7 parts. I would draw myself a quick sketch of 7. And zinc is 3. So we have copper and we have zinc. Now we need to split the 40 kilos between all of these. And because there's 10, we're going to be doing 40 divided by 10. Which is 4. So each part is worth 4. Our question is how much copper is needed. So if each box has 4 in it, 4 kilograms, then we need to do 4 multiplied by 7 because 4 is in 7 of those boxes. We need 28 kilos of the copper to make the brass. Check your answer. That would then be 12, and 28 plus 12 would make your 40. Okay, 62 in the ratio 3:7. So we have 3 boxes and 7 boxes. A quick sketch is absolutely fine for these to help you visualize it. And we're splitting 62 by 10. 62 is going into 10 boxes. 62 divided by 10, right, well that's 6.2, okay, so each box has 6.2 in it. So for the top part, we need to do 6.2 multiplied by 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 6 is 18. So the top would be 18.6. And the second one is 6.2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times 2 is 14. 7 times 6 is 42, plus 1 is 43. So it would be 18.6 to 43.4. Okay, right, so let's move on to some different style ratio questions. So a bag contains 81 blue beads and some red beads. These are just worded questions now. Blue beads to red beads is 4 to 5. Work out the red beads. I see the ratio, I draw it out. Blue is 4. And red is 5. And you are splitting 81 into 9 boxes. So we're doing 81 divided by 9, which is equal to 9. One part is equal to 9. So the number of red beads is going to be 9 multiplied by 5, which is 45 beads, okay? And that's for 2 marks. Right, the next one, the angles of a quadrilateral. Angles of a quadrilateral are in the ratio 2 to 3 to 3 to 4. So a quadrilateral, what do we know about a quadrilateral and its angles in particular? We know that they add up to 360 degrees. So we are splitting 360 into the ratio 2 to 3 to 3 to 4. 2, 3, to 3 to 4. So 360 needs to be shared into those 12 boxes. So we're going to start by doing 360 divided by 12. And that gives us 30. So each of these boxes is worth 30. Okay, so 60 would be the smallest, 90, 90, and then the largest angle is going to be 30 multiplied by 4, which is equal to 120 degrees. The largest angle simply being the one with the highest ratio, the most number of parts, and that is 120 degrees. Okay, we're now moving on to a different style of ratio question, the more than ratio question. Have a look at these. So Oscar and Nikita share some money in the ratio 8 to 5. Always start by drawing this out. So we have Oscar, who has 8 parts. And we have Nikita, who has 5 parts. Going to try and make this as similar as possible. Okay, Oscar and Nikita. Right, Oscar has £27 more than Nikita. Now, looking at our diagram, if they were equal, they would have the same number of boxes. But he's got 3 more boxes, and those 3 more boxes, those 3 more ratio parts is equal to 27. So we're going to use that to work out what one ratio part is worth. This time the 27 needs splitting into 3, which means each one is equal to 9. So we can put 9 now in each of our ratio parts. So how much do they have altogether? Well, in total, they have 13 boxes. They have 13 boxes, each with 9 in it. Okay, so we need to do 13 lots of 9. And 13 times 9 is going to give us £121. And that's the total amount that they have together. So this more than part, once again, in the diagrams, we can see how much more he has in terms of boxes, number of parts of ratio, and that's going to help us decide what one part of the ratio is worth. Another similar question. Bill and Ben share some money in the ratio 8 to 3. We're not told how much they're sharing. We're just told they're sharing some money. Bill has £25 more than Ben. So let's write these out again. Let's draw the ratio. Bill has 8. And Ben has 3. And the more part for Bill this time is £25. So his 5 extra boxes is worth £25. So to find out what one is, we need to share it into 5. It's going to be £5. 25 divided by 5 is 5. So each part of the box is 5. So Ben in total has £15. £5 3 times is £50. So just be careful with these more than questions. Finally, one other type of ratio question you may be given is this. When you're given one part, so Bill and Ben share some money this time in the ratio 8 to 3. So Bill for every £8 Bill gets, Ben gets £3. That's what the ratio is telling us. But this time Bill has £24. So he has that £8 3 times. So Ben's also needs multiplying by 3 and he would have £9 there. If the left has been multiplied by 3, the right needs multiplying by 3 to keep the ratio in the same amount.